Hey guys, welcome back to the DCF podcast. My name is Tanner. We have a fantastic show for you today. We're going to be getting into a Geissele versus a Radian battle. We're going to be looking at some of the new options that we've just got from Griffin Armament down at all the stores. We got a great news segment for you. It's going to be a great show. Stick around. All right, guys, welcome back to the DCF podcast. I am joined today by the one and only Mr. Joe Smith. How are you, bud?
I'm great. I'm excited to win this conversation today.
Yeah, you're going to win a conversation.
I mean, I already wore my cool, tall White Socks. I'm dressed to the nines for this.
Dressed to the nines. We're also joined by Hickory. You guys may recognize him from the stores. He's my shop pup, and he's going to be sitting in on the podcast today. So, first of all, yeah, we've gotten some fantastic options down at the stores. Joe, I have to give you credit. You've done an excellent job as our new inventory manager getting us all the stuff that we were able to get to our customers. So we fought, I don't know how long it took us. It was months in the making to be able to get Geissele's. We were finally able to get these bad boys in, these beautiful beasts in. And I think we brought in, I think, 10 or 15, and we sold them all out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we sold a bunch of them. I mean, Geissele's are, world renowned when it comes to like just being a great duty rifle and everything too. What's cool about Geissele as a company themselves, right, is they just pride themselves of like what their brand is. They don't really advertise too much anything crazy. They work really well, and I was pretty pumped. I've been, digging for a while. Chatted with them down at SHOT Show and everything as well too, and to hurry up and get some in now. I mean, the lead times for a lot of these guns can be upwards of like 25 plus weeks, and so able to source some relatively quickly was pretty cool to find some of these.
Yeah. No, I mean they're. It's one of those things where I was hoping that when I got them in. That I would go, that's overrated. I don't need it. And then I got them in, and I was like, crap, they're really, really nice. I think I got to figure out how to get a couple of grand. So we'll go through kind of the different pros and cons and everything on this one. This is our build. We just made this yesterday, guys. This is the professional. It was put together by the one and only Mark Driscoll down at my Castle Rock store. So if you guys are interested in this one, come down and see it. We've got an EOTech. They come from the factory with a Huxworks muzzle device, so we've been throwing Hux cans. The rifle is also tuned specifically for the Hux cans. George over here, our good buddy, he's got a Geissele with a Huxworks on. He's a 14.5, and I shot it, and it's a fantastic option. So
yeah, I don't know when he gets to use his Geissele since he's running a Nighthawk. I mean,
yeah, dude,
hey,
he's
George,
out there just showing all of us up.
Hey, question: what iPro do you use besides a monocle when you go out shooting at the shooting range? Do you?
Nothing.
Just the monocle.
Do you shoot with pinkies out?
Thumbs up and pinkies out. That's so good. So Joe, why don't you go ahead and get into the rating a little bit? We'll compare and contrast.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when you're Radian. Come on, assistant.
This guy.
Yeah, listen, when you're a Radian owner like me, you don't tend to carry. I'm pushing the wrong stuff.
Rookie.
Shut up. We're going to have to cut this segment here.
You're so airsoft, it's not even funny.
All right, we'll just leave the stock.
Just leave it be. Just leave it be.
You see, that's the problem is like normally my assistant adjust the stock for me before I do it, and so we'll talk about it later.
Hey, Joe.
I don't want to talk. Listen. All right. No, to be honest, I'm pretty excited for Radiance. I was looking forward to snagging a bunch of these in here, man. And one of the reasons why is I'm a big fan of the quote, right? The only interesting rifle is an accurate rifle. Geissele's are great, right? They're built to be, super duty, like, oh, when things go bad, brother.
It's a battle rifle, man.
It's a battle rifle.
It's a war machine,
here, brother.
Is what this is.
When the stuff goes down, brother, you're gonna be looking for me, my guys.
We're tagging them and bagging them right here. That's what this is.
Well, I got to tell you one thing that the Radiants have, specifically why I would love to have this rifle. I would actually build this gun out, and my plan for the Radian really isn't meant to be a service duty kind of style rifle, right? That's what your Geissele are for. For me, what makes the Radian special is the fact that they they argue to have a guaranteed sub MOA, right? Which is incredible because Geissele doesn't offer that. Nobody else offers that really.
Yeah.
And that's a testament to the QC when it comes to Radian. They have low tolerances and everything as well. This here is not meant to be a service duty rifle. This here is meant to be an accurate competition. Hey, I want to look badass, playing targets far away, look super cool kind of a rifle.
Well, and a big reason, I would say that one of the most important things aside from your ammo selection, obviously, when it comes to a really accurate rifle, is going to be your barrel.
Yeah.
The reason why the Radian's barrel is able to advertise that accuracy is because they went with a stainless steel barrel.
Yeah, what is it, like 416 or something like that? I
Yeah.
can't remember I might be wrong on the numbers, but yeah, they went with the steel, while the Geiseles are what's it, Colt
So
hammer?
yeah, so the Geissele is going to be a cold hammer forged barrel.
Yeah.
So stainless steel barrels are known for being softer, but they are going to be more accurate. Now the lifetime of that barrel, it won't last nearly as long.
No, average time where you start to lose your sub MOA guaranteed roughly is about 10,000 rounds.
Yeah.
That's where people are starting to do that. But what's funny to think about, right? That's when they lose the sub MOA. They're still very accurate outside of that. Right, but as far as the longevity out of that, your biggest thing, like again, if you're like, hey, I want a rifle, again, I'm in the dirt, I'm in my trenches, brother, right? And you're like, what I need with my 1911, I need a service rifle. He's trying to find. He's trying to help you dig up stuff. But the biggest thing is with those barrels, right? I mean, they maintain their. I mean, and the Geissele are still very accurate. I would take a Geissele over Noveski, anything else like that. And that's their biggest thing is that 20,000 plus rounds for that barrel, right?
I mean, it's hard to say because Geissele is actually cold hammer forging these. They're actually making these ones.
Yep.
In the past, like when they got the URGI contract with the military, those were Geissele uppers with a Daniel barrel and I want to say a Colt lower.
Yeah.
And so dude, you gotta stop digging. You're killing me. I'm in the middle of a debate. And so the Cold Hammer Forged barrel, originally FN, who's been making machine gun barrels for the military for decades, they taught Daniel how to do their Cold Hammer Forged process. Yeah. So those barrels, for instance, are known to be able to go like 40,000 rounds before you need to like swap out a barrel and you're gonna start seeing accuracy problems. So it's not we just don't know because Geissele just started doing their own barrels. Yeah. But if assuming that it's to the same quality and standards, yeah, I mean, this is going to be a rifle that if you're buying this on the civilian market, this is going to be, you don't need to worry about really anything on it.
I've seen some burn test videos. I keep forgetting to share it to you guys, but one of the two longest running guns where the barrels didn't explode. Because really, when a barrel's made, a lot of those burn tests, what really should be failing first isn't the barrel; it should be your gas block. Yeah,
the gas tubes and stuff. Yeah. those are going to be your actual issues.
So when you watch like those burn videos and those guns, and I know some people have whatever about the test of them, but what's interesting to see is that when they did burn testing on the Radians and the Geiseles, the things that failed the most, before even this stainless steel barrel, instead of that failing, was the gas block in the Radian, and same thing with the gas block in the Geissele.
Yeah, and that's usually. And I'm not a huge fan of the meltdown videos because it isn't a really good test because you're shooting a gun in a way that it's not meant to be shot. If they were machine guns, fine, like that makes sense. But these guns are not usually ever shot just full auto until they literally set on fire.
Right, exactly. But it just shows that testament of QC control, the forging, the fact that. Like, even though it's not necessarily a real world experience, like no one's going to be doing that, right? Even in a war setting, you're not doing that, right? But the most important thing to know is that with these two rifles, they both have such a great reliability, longevity, as well as parts put into it.
No, the Super Duty, I'm utterly impressed. Like I said, there's hardly anything on this gun that I would change. Yeah. Like I said, if anything, I am a huge fan. Now, obviously, we'll get into the charging handle. I love their charging handle, but Radian has made a name for their charging with their charging handle.
Yeah,
right. I mean, I don't know if I could say that this is better than that because I have a Radian in my Colt.
I think we're start getting into nuances, right? You start getting into like taste more, right? It's kind of similar to like suppressor cans, right? People hear something different, right? And it's the feel between the two. I definitely prefer that overall feel of that charging handle when it comes to the two. But I love the texturing on that Geissele's. Like it's a little shorter. Like it's not as wide. Again, Radian's charging handle is a little bit wider. Again, it's meant to be like, hey, I need a quick grab it. It's the whole idea for the competition.
Well,
I'm moving fast.
You also got to think about, and I ran into this on my Colt. So when I put an LPVO on my Colt, I had just a mil spec charging handle, and because where the scope was leading over, I could barely get to the charging handle. So I put. It was a Radian Raptor SD, the one that has the holes drilled in it for shooting suppressed. I put that on there, but you're right, because it's wider, I was able to get on the side really easily and rack it. That makes perfect sense for that gun, because that's a gun you would absolutely want to run an LPVO on. Yeah,
LPVOs, anything to like that. And what's really cool about it is a lot of those LPVOs or anything too like that has different eye relief. And what's really special about that Radian for that is right here where that receiver meets your handguard, is that it is a continuous Picatinny. Even on your Geissele Super Duty, they have those notches there, right? Because the whole idea, right, is that these handguards and everything too, right, don't hold a zero as much. But sometimes you just need that one spot to help out. And with Radian's, like how they put the handguard and everything is, I wouldn't worry about losing your zero. And in fact, being able to put something right there at that notch if needed is a nice option to have on there. Plus, it's a clean look, and I like clean looks on that.
Now, going into the pistol grip, so Geissele, again, is making their own pistol grips. I like this guy a lot. The texture on it, it's nice. It's very sandpapery. It's very easy to grip. It wouldn't be a slippery one. I think they're rocking like a Magpul on there.
Yeah, they're rocking a Magpul. I mean, it's hard to pass up on something that's been tested and everything too. What's so great about the Geissele's textured grip and everything, right, is that, again, this is your battle, you know, not necessarily the term battle rifle, but that's your battle weapon, right? As in, like, this is what's supposed to be in when things go bad. You're not running bare hands. You're running gloves. And when you're running gloves, to have that texture for it to be able to really grip onto it is
catch
nice.
on it.
A lot of times when you're running competitions, things like that, you want that touch and feel directly to your hands. And that's what's great about the Magpuls, is that they add that nice texture to it. I do like the angle of that grip. I like how Magpul notches it up in here, so it really helps me keep it up high when I'm grabbing it. And more importantly, when I'm shooting a lot and shooting fast, it's not tearing up my hand. I mean, Magpul's been around forever. It used to be in Colorado, right, and everything too. So, you know,
I remember that.
Got a, you know, OG
they left
Colorado.
after 2013.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked why. Right? I mean, but
because the state basically said what you guys do is illegal
and dumb. But yeah, so all the grips, but the angle of the Geissele grip is fantastic, and then the sandpapery texture is really dope too on it.
Yeah, the other one that we'll look into, and this is another one where I would probably give the nod to Radian, is their safety. The safety on that, is that the 45 degree?
Yeah, so it's going to be your 45 degree. Right there.
I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of those guys. Dude, what are you digging about? He's just antsy.
He's just antsy as heck.
Antsy boy. No, I like the safety switch better on the Radian. This is just a regular 90 degree one. They're both ambi, but I prefer. I do prefer. Again, Radian has made a name forever with their charging handles and their safeties.
Yeah. Well, and then ambi-wise too, like, so show me your left side, right? So, like, what's it got for your left-handers out there, right?
For your lefties, you're going to have your safety, and then you're going to have your bolt release on. Oh, no. No, now that I look at it, this is not fully ambi.
No.
It is. We've got your safety on both sides, but we don't have the bolt catch on both sides.
And that's, so the thing about it too, right, is that it's geared to be mostly ran with like right-handed people and everything too like that.
Yeah.
But
well, it's the entire firearms industry is against the lefty.
But still,
you're wrong-handed.
Still having that bolt release option there at my fingertip is nice, right? So when this bolt is locked back, and again, one of my favorite things about the Radian is their ADAC system, guys. So again, when you're trying to clear out, right, like you know, it fails, right? Like a light strike or anything too. First thing you gotta do, right? Drop the mag, right? And now you gotta lock the bolt back, and that's where you take your hand off, your left hand here. pushing down on that bolt catch, right?
I'm realizing though, looking at this, you can run this lefty no problem.
Yeah.
You would just have to be using your index on the bolt, and then you'd use your thumb. Well, but it's hard to reach. You can't reach the thumb to the mag release. So the mag release, that changes things. It does.
Well, you got your mag release on the left side though.
This is like 75%. No, I know, but you can't hit it with your thumb.
Oh, like if you want to do.
Because if I was holding this, I can't hit it with my thumb.
Well, I mean,
so this really isn't. This really isn't an ambi. It's ambi for the safety switch.
Well, the biggest thing is your ambi on your bolt release, right? That's what you're missing for that, right? And it's really mostly meant for your bolt release here for your right-handers.
No, this isn't. That one's definitely more ambi.
Yeah. But anyway, so when you're clearing out, right, you got to charge handle back, your left hand here, right, pushing down on it, your hand's completely off. What I like about the Radian, what they're thinking about, right, is speed, right, competition speed. So again, dropping that bolt, if I need to clear, mag drops there, my finger's already there, I'm gonna hold that, and I can lock the bolt back with that mag release.
Yeah.
Clear, that mag's dropped, right, I can check the round, extract it all I need, and then I can quick drop that with my finger there, it's back at it.
So the other thing that I'm looking at too that I really, really love about these is the nano coating that they put on the bolts.
Yeah.
So the nano coating on these guys, I will say it's not a gimmick at all. It's fantastic. Everybody that I've talked to, George included, who said that who has a Geissele, it's insane. You don't even need to like clean it. You just like wipe it off.
Yeah.
Whatever they did with this coating, it makes it so carbon just does not stick. And they put that on the whole bolt. So that's definitely a pro for these guys. I don't know what they have coatings for on the Radian, but the Geissele's coating is fantastic.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know much about the bolt carriers. Whenever I think about like the bolt carriers I've ever done research on has been, like a BCM or something like that too. But as far as I know, I've seen people online, they've enjoyed it. Cleaning has been pretty easy too on them as well. I just couldn't go into the details for it on that portion there. Another thing that I really enjoy about the Radiance, right, is again, not only just the ambidextrous, that ADAC release bolt and everything too. I do like the larger flare magwell catch. It's slightly smaller. Like the Geissele has theirs, but slightly smaller. But I enjoy the way that they flare that out. And then going into your overall
angled differently.
And then going into your full coating, right? They do anodizing on the outside and everything too.
Yeah, so this is anodized, and that's why it's got that kind of shimmer to it. And I'm a huge fan of that. I think it looks. I don't even like FDE that much.
Right.
And I absolutely, if I get a Geissele, will be getting the FDE because it's freaking great. It's almost gold, but it's not gaudy. Yeah, and I love the look of it.
Yeah, I think it's like DDC or something weird that they call it.
Desert.
Dark desert or something like that. It's weird.
It's sweet. And then lastly, this is I think where I would definitely give the nod to the Geissele is the trigger. Okay, so Geissele obviously again Radian made its name with charging handles and safeties. Hickory, we are doing a podcast. I don't know what the deal is, dude. So these guys are known for ask anybody Geissele 100% made their name in triggers.
Yeah.
They make, I think, arguably the best trigger, or definitely the gold standard in the industry. So this is going to be their traditional two-stage trigger. So you're going to have a very defined wall where I bring it back.
Right.
So there's this little bit of play. It hits a very defined wall, and then it's a very crisp break. It's an excellent trigger. And then your reset is going to be a very crisp, tactile click. So I like that a lot. I like that it pushes forward. A lot of guns, they don't necessarily push forward. You kind of have to release your finger. This one actually gives you some tension and it pushes forward. But it's just, like I say, I put Geissele triggers in all of my ARs and I absolutely love them. And that's, like I said, what they definitely made their name with. Usually you buy a Geissele trigger, you're going to be spending anywhere from $200 to $300. This obviously just comes stock in there. Talk about that guy.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely going to be, if we were to say like, who's better at this, right? Obviously, accuracy goes to the Radian. Longevity out of the barrels and everything too is going to go to the Geissele. Another thing that's going to go to that Geissele for sure is that trigger pull, because they're running the Radian Vertex trigger, so that's just going to be a single stage.
Is it that or trigger. Is it a Timney?
pretty sure it's a Vertex one, like the Radian Vertex trigger.
I'm not sure, but it's a single stage, and it's a very good single stage. I'm not knocking that.
No,
it's just different. And so a single, like for anybody wondering at home the difference, so a 2-stage is going to be, like I said, that uptake where you're going to hit that defined wall and it changes the pressure. You feel it, and then it's going to break.
Yep.
That guy doesn't really have the uptake. You're basically just going to put your finger on, and as soon as you start to apply pressure, it's going to break. And now that makes a lot of sense if you are doing more marksmanship, if you're looking for a more accurized gun like we're talking about here. So it makes sense that they put a single stage in the Radian because they have that stainless barrel, and this is made to be a super accurate rifle, right? So it does make sense for that gun to have a single stage. I personally just prefer on ARs a really nice 2-stage, which is why I think it's great that guys like put these in. But yeah, I think Radian made the right choice putting a single stage in a gun that they're trying to advertise as this sub-MOA, extremely accurate semi-auto rifle.
Correct. And yeah, it definitely is the Radian Vertex one.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It is known outside of the world when you put it, the Radian Vertex trigger into your guns. If it's not gassed properly, you can outpace that trigger. Radian, again, one of the best QCs on the market. Again, Geissele Radian, top tier. They have gassed the sucker properly. People have tested it. People have tried to outpace that trigger because when they found out that they had the Vertex, and not saying it's a bad trigger, they're like, well, there's been some problems in other guns. They pull that trigger and just they're unable to like notice anything different. So it's upkeeping with it. It's well gassed and well tuned with the trigger and that gas block system too and everything too. So
last thing is the big difference. And again, you can get both of these guns down at DCF Guns. Come on down and take a look at either of them. But the big difference is, of course, going to come down to the price.
Yeah, so that's where Geissele really comes into. We know.
He agrees.
He agrees.
He agrees with what I'm about to say.
The Radian thing, right? This is meant for the guys who want to really kind of go out, do an accurate build, not have a lot to put into the gun per se. But they want a gun where they're trying to do competitions, things like that too. The quality control of Radian and everything too. It's going to be more expensive.
Well, even talking to Matt, our manager down at West, he was talking about how impressed he was with the machining. Yep. All the curves, all the lines and stuff on the rail, on the rail in the upper for the Radian. It's very impressive. This guy, you can tell they just did a lot more. It's a lot flatter. It's more just like they basically just cut holes in the metal, and it's pretty much all just one piece straight through. That guy has a lot of, they're sexy curves, I'll give it to him.
They are. Again, it's, and that's where the price is, right? Because the guys are averaging about like what?
2,200 if you come down and get them a DCF.
Yeah, and these guys are hitting at 3,100.
Yes.
Right? And so that's kind of, you're at a grand price, and that's steep, right? And it just comes down to like, that. What is the purpose of your gun?
Yeah.
Right? They both serve a different purpose. They both are kind of their own niche kind of market value and everything too.
Yeah, if you're gonna put a ton of rounds through it, the Geissele's definitely gonna be the way to go.
If you're like, again, if you're like, I'm a battle bro, like if you're trying to build a bug out bag and everything too, you're gonna do that. Yeah. If you're trying to build something where you show up at competitions, you do rifle things, anything like that at all, to where Joel, agree. No, but if you're trying to build anything at all for competitions, or more importantly, you want a gun right out of the box that's sub-MOA, ready to go. This, again, the only interesting rifle is an accurate rifle. I'm really, I'm not that guy. I'm not a guy who likes to think of himself as a bro vet.
You're not tactical, bro.
I'm not that guy. I'm not the big, like, when the thing goes bad, you come to my house. I'm just not that guy. I'm out of shape. I'm gonna get tired. And so the further away I can shoot people and not have to worry about getting moved from it, the better.
I hold this and I just immediately turn into Rambo.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. No, I mean, you're right. They are two different guns, and that's why we're happy to offer both of them, because they're totally different purposes. So if somebody came down looking for an AR, the first thing I'd ask them is, well, what's the purpose of it?
Yeah.
And we would go from there. So, all right, brother, awesome. Thank you so much for being on for the segment. Guys, stick around. We got another great one coming up. We'll be right back.
Oh, hi. I almost didn't see you there. Welcome to DCF Buns, where you can find the freshest buns in town, if I do say so myself. Oh, our master bakers teach class every week. So whether you're new to baking or trying to improve your culinary skills, we got you covered. and we can help you bake the cake of your dreams. We'll even clean your cake if you want. And if you don't want to bake anything yourself, we have loads of fresh buns available in a variety of shapes and sizes. Check us out at dcfbuns.com to learn more. DCF Buns, we keep the buns hot and the deals hotter. Buns. Alrighty, guys. In this segment, we're talking about some of the cool new products in. This was one I was really excited for to come in. I think they're one of the coolest companies when it comes to getting gun parts and lowers and everything too. Unfortunately, you know, the news going around with Arrow is it's not looking good. So a lot of more affordable lowers are starting to disappear quick.
Yeah, I mean, forever it was the two big names were Anderson and Arrow. Anderson went under, and I think they were purchased.
And absorbed, right?
Was it Ruger?
Something like that.
I think Ruger bought them. But we've yet to see any new stuff coming from them.
Well, I don't think we will. I think the reason why they bought them is mainly the machine work to produce the lowers to get guns out, right?
Yeah.
And the question is, the rumors are going around like who's purchased Radian or not, you know, so to say anything or what we know is
Arrow,
pointless. Arrow, sorry. Sorry, not Radian. Arrow.
We just did a Radian segment before this, guys.
On my mind.
Radian on your mind.
Which we do have Radian lowers too.
We do. We've got Radian lowers and uppers.
Yeah, and they're quite expensive.
Yes.
Quite expensive. But these guys are based out of Wisconsin. They're starting to be the cool new kid on like the Reddit block as far as like quality lower. People are like, hey, what's a good affordable lower that you can get? Right now, they're starting to pump out a lot of their green, which I'm a big green fan.
The OD green is nice.
And the anodizing they do on this sucker here is awesome.
No, it's a very attractive lower.
Yeah. This one here is their Mark II. So they have two lowers. They'll have your Mark I, which will have, is not fully ambi, right? Mark I's will have an ambi selector, but all the controls and everything else will just be on that left side. What's cool about your Mark IIs is that they have a cutout in area 2 for that secondary like bolt release catch and everything as well. Again, made out in Wisconsin. These guys put out high quality stuff, really good customer service. And they don't just do a lot of the lowers, right? They'll do some uppers and everything too. You can get full guns from them as well at a good price and everything too. I'm very impressed. I actually bought myself a Mark I green because I'm looking at making like a green-black loadout with a bunch of M81 Woodland because M81's the greatest camo of all time.
No, I love it. So well, and that's the thing. Griffin's known for making really quality stuff at an affordable price.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything come in from them that I wasn't impressed with. But also, like I said, the price tag. Right now, for anybody who's watching who may be out of state, obviously Colorado has a bill coming up on in August 1st.
Yep.
That is going to make it so you have to take a class and jump through a bunch of hoops and basically beg the state for your rights back. And so it's making it very difficult for people to, it will make it very difficult for people to purchase ARs, AKs, stuff like that. So obviously we've had a ton of customers coming in getting lowers so that they just can stash that away. And then whenever they're going to want to build something in the future, they're not going to have to jump through all these hoops. And so we've been obviously selling a ton of lowers. I get people who come in and they're like, I'll take 10, you know, just to have them. And so it's been a trial for you to locate lowers just because, like I said, Anderson and Arrow, we used to have, we would have hundreds of Andersons in the store at any time. We were able to sell them. FN lowers we had. But these Griffins came in and like I said, they're not only, I mean, let's be real, a lower is a lower, okay? Obviously you guys have heard that before. Basically it just houses the trigger control unit. And so this guy, though, is nice, obviously, being ready to go to be fully ambi. And like you said, the green anodizing is very nice. Like, it is a nice touch because usually you're used to just seeing on a cheap strip lower, it's just going to be black. And, you know, you're going to have the arguments of you're paying for a roll mark. There's only 5 forges. You know, so lowers overall, as long as it's metal, not polymer, most lowers are going to do all the same thing.
Yep.
But like I said, I am very impressed with the colors. I like that it's coming full ambi. But it's very reasonable. What are we selling the Griffins for?
Well, the Mark 1 and the Mark 2s are going to be vastly different prices just because of the system that they have to do to make the Mark 2s. So your Mark 1s are going to be like in those like lower hundreds. I think they were like roughly like 130-ish, I think, for the Mark 1s.
So. That's about right.
These guys are jumping up to about the $260-ish price, so 264. Because the hard part is that the cost for these, which I talked over to Kenneth, our rep over there, and everything too, and the cost not only for just like anodizing specialty green, but like I guess the make and all this other portions for the full ambidextrous makes it a lot more expensive.
It's really hard to do actually. Coloring metal, a lot goes into it, and you can see depending on which dye lots they were using, you can see big differences across the spectrum, specifically with green.
Yep.
Green is hard to do because it can either come in like a nice dark, it can be a dark green like that, like an OD green, but sometimes it gets too dark and it's like a forest green, it's like really, really dark, and then you can go too light and it's almost like a seafoam green, right?
Yeah.
And so it's
like that, what do they call it, forage green or what? It's like that gray green kind of look to it
right.
too.
And so it is actually very difficult for them to replicate and have steady colors. I think that was actually part of the reason why Geissele stopped doing the OD green, and they pretty much stuck with black in their DDC.
Yeah, Kenneth was telling me that the hardest color to do is your greens.
Yeah,
they say they get more blemished greens than any other than the other colors.
Yeah.
And that's including the FTEs that they do and the black that they do. And it's just a difficult color to get done and done right.
Another thing I brought down that I wanted to show everybody, we also received these from Griffin. So this is, so first off, this is attached to our GWatt 2, the electric boogaloo. This is our staff build, was put together by our main man, Aaron. We were just joking about how we basically just went back in time to 2005. We'll talk about that on the next segment. That Colt got another military contract, and we are apparently going to go into another endless war into the Middle East. So we went ahead and brought this guy back, dusted it off. So this is going to have the Knight's armament handguard on it. We threw an EOTech on there. And then it's got like, this is a FN, their M4 lower. And so this is like FN's, their replica one. So this is like exactly what was being issued and stuff in the 2000s at GWatt. But we went ahead and we put on, this is not obviously clone correct, but this is the Griffin Armament, their can, and what I love about it is it mounts directly onto any A2 flash hider.
Yep.
Right, so I have a can at home with the same type of hub mount, and I love it because it's a B&T Rotex, but it's with their A2 flash hider mount, and it's great because you can swap it onto damn near any AR. Most ARs that come from the factory are usually coming with just a standard A2 flash hider. And so it's really nice that you could just throw it onto all kinds of different guns, because usually what has to happen is you buy it and then you have to get a muzzle device and that's going to match your can. And it all has to work together, whereas this thing will fit on probably, I'd say, 75% of your normal ARs.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see, like, your Geissele came with one that works with the Hucks.
Yeah.
The Radians, they work with Dead Air. It's the chemos and everything too. You're starting to see more guns starting to do that. But there's still way more rifles out there that run the A2. Yeah. And a lot of us who are like, hey, especially if you're not near a gunsmith and don't want to monkey around with your muzzle device.
Oh yeah, it's super easy to take these on and off. You literally just pop this piece out and then unscrew the collar and it comes off. Like, it's very simple. And what else is great about it is it keeps the cost down, because we're selling for like $800 something dollars for the can, which is a very good price for a good suppressor. But you don't, if you have to buy a muzzle device and you have to buy a mount that works with that muzzle device and you have to get it installed, you're going to spend several $100s on top of what you just purchased on the can. Now I know that we got rid of the tax stamp, and so that saves you $200. But if you end up having to spend that $200 on accessories just to be able to mount your can, it kind of defeats the purpose. That's what's great about any of these that go directly on an A2 flash hider. You're still saving all that money. And it's super easy to install. You don't need a gunsmith. You can just do it yourself.
Yep. And then, they produce other cans too. And what's cool about Griffin, right, is we're starting to get into this weird realm of like everybody and the mother is like I'm gonna start 3D printing my own cans and start selling
Yes.
them too. We're starting to get into this market of like, I don't know how many times I get emails a week, a month of like new suppressor companies hitting me up and talking about their suppressors. And it's not that like suppressors are like that someone couldn't produce a good 3D one. It's just now, in my opinion, suppressors are almost all about name now, right? Than it is anything else.
They're almost all the same. They're almost all doing the same thing. Yeah, it's what it is, and they're priced pretty similarly.
Yeah.
But you're right, where you get away with being able to charge more is usually with the name and the branding,
Yep.
right? And so, like, yeah, we are seeing, I think the biggest thing is where I would like to go with a more well-known name like Griffin or Hux or, Surefire, is because they have that reputation for reliability and good QC and
That's the
everything.
biggest thing is QC now, like how good are they producing it? And so what's cool about Griffin is like the quality of them, and they're still tending to be some of the more affordable cans in the, under grants, right? Because a lot of your Hux Works, Dead Airs, everything too.
I was going to say, Huxes are going like 12.
Yep, 12.
Yeah, so you save a good amount of money going with a can like this.
Yeah.
No, like I said, I'm a big fan of Griffin. Like I said, guys, come on down to the stores. If you have any questions, give us a call, 720-515-2006. You can email us at sales@dcfguns.com. Follow us on all of our different socials.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be DCF_guns. You can talk to my main man, George. He runs all of our different socials. But yeah, if you have any questions about this, or if you're looking to get into a build, I mean, like, obviously, guys, we do these in the store. These are our just custom builds, our staff builds. So like I said, Aaron made this one. But these are, if you're just looking at, hey, man, I just want something that I can just trust and run, come on down. I've got a whole wall of these. But at the same time, everything that we used on this can was in the store. Or I'm sorry, not on this can, on this build was in the store. So we just went around and we just started kitting it out. So we put the sling on here, put the EOTech, we put the can on here. If we could, we would have put a light on, but you can't really do it with this handguard. But yeah, so if you want to build your own, come down to the store. We'll walk through the whole store and we'll let you kit out and customize your own build, and we'll take care of all of it. We have a silencer shop kiosk. It makes it super easy to go ahead and do your Form 4 to get your can. So yeah, come on down to the store. This is the most fun part that we have with what we do, is getting to actually get creative, have fun with the customers, and get something that's actually really uniquely to you. So if you want to start from the bare bones, stripped lower, we've got those. We've got you covered. So come down to the store. We're going to open every day of the week, 10 to 7, closed on Mondays at our East location. But yeah, we would love to help you get something that is uniquely you.
Yeah, I mean, right now we have way more, like, we're starting to get a lot more lowers and everything too. You'll see at our store here in the next couple months, we'll start putting more money into like things you want to put inside of it. So working on getting some Geissele triggers, CMC products, and everything too, to where you can start with your strip lower. Right now, everyone should be buying as much strip lowers as you can with the bill that's coming in. And then once that's done, coming in July all the way through the late summer, early fall, that's where you can come to us. We'll start getting a lot of products in to help you build that rifle out with your budget to your performance and everything too. And I think Tanner and I are going to work on some kind of fun videos for that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Good ideas. So.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to have another segment coming up, but stick around.
Hi, I'm Bailey from Delta Defense, and if you're not familiar, Delta Defense provides services, administration, and crisis management to U.S. Concealed Carry Association members across the country. Your partnered membership will include a complimentary USCCA membership with elite benefits. What does that mean for you? You will gain access to the USCCA's Protector Academy, a world-class online training platform with a wide variety of educational training and ebooks, which help mentally prepare you for whatever crisis situation life may throw at you. Whether you are brand new to self-defense or a leader in the training industry, the Protector Academy has training for you, with courses like Emergency First Aid Fundamentals, Defensive Shooting Concepts, Countering the Mass Shooter Threat, and many more. In addition to having access to the Protector Academy, as a USCCA member, you become an additional insured on a self-defense liability insurance policy issued to the USCCA. This includes coverage for all lawful acts of self-defense, with limits of $2 million annually for damages if awarded in civil court, no limit to defense expenses for both civil and criminal court, and $250,000 for cost of bail expense.
Good evening. I'm Tanner Cruz, and tonight's top story, Colt wins nearly a $41 million Army M4 contract. I'm telling you, Joe, we have gone back in time. We're about to wage another endless war in the Middle East.
When I picture Colt, you know that old South Park thing where Stan's dad's all beat up and he's like, I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell. I'm standing right here. I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, dude. I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
I thought it was America.
Yeah, dude. Colt is out there winning military contracts again for their M4
Colt.
and their M4A1. They're
Let's go.
It's like in Wolf of Wall Street. He's like, I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving.
They're gonna need a tank and a battering ram.
Who wants to buy a 1911 contract? I'm not leaving.
Yeah. Bring the 1911 back. You're right. I want that as the service pistol again.
That's what I want. Bring it back.
So they secured nearly a $41 million contract to produce
insane.
M4s and M4A1s. But here's the interesting thing: it is for foreign military sales.
Yeah.
So it's going to Bosnia and Herzegovina. I don't know if I butchered that or not. I know that we got some ammo from them recently. It's hard out here. Joe's busting his ass, guys, to make sure you guys have all the ammo that you need. He's been locating it.
Dude, some guy in a trash bag for an outfit out back said I had some ammo. I followed him. Don't follow that guy.
It wasn't the move.
He's lying. Don't follow that.
He doesn't have ammo. So anyways, they're going to Iraq, Macedonia, and Tunisia. So the contract is running through March of 2031. So they bagged themselves a 5-year deal. So good for Colt. Why this matters, obviously it shows the M4 platform still has that staying power. I have one.
It's king.
I still rock one. It's one of my favorite guns. I love it. I bought it last assault weapons ban they tried to push through in Colorado. Because I just needed something that I knew would run, that it was just proven, and that it just would work.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
I mean, what are we running today? Most competitions, anyways, is a modern version of a 1911 again.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I mean,
there's certain designs that are just timeless.
it just works.
Yeah.
I mean, it works well. Even with like SIG with their M7 and their 250 contracts, it's just wild to see that style of a rifle just easier to get parts, easy to work on, continues to function. I know that old idea of take AK, throw in mud, AK shoot, you know. But we're starting to see videos with Grantham, everybody else who's showing that a lot of these M4s are still able to really keep up with that.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I saw a post once that said the reliability of the AK is vastly overstated.
Correct.
And the over reliability or the under reliability of the M4 is also completely skewed, right?
Yep.
And so basically, yes, whenever people talk about them being finicky or unreliable, they're literally referring to the M16s used in Vietnam when they first came out with the gun. Decades later, though, it is an extremely reliable platform. It's why the AR platform is the most common rifle in the country, because they just work and they run. They're very accurate, low recoil, and they are reliable. And so, obviously, again, when you see a member of our armed forces over there, they're not screaming, "Go get me an AK."
Yeah.
Right. They're running those AR pattern guns. So. So it's a big deal. I'm glad to see Colt is still doing it. Obviously, I mean, they got purchased by CZ a few years ago. And then when they did that, they overhauled and they brought back all the snake guns.
Yeah.
And it's good to see, because Colt is one of those great, uniquely American gun companies.
Well, yeah. Well, and again, what's just fun to think about, right? We're in the year of our Lord 2026, right? But this Colt, the M4, right, started out as the XM4, right? I think they were in competition too with a Armalite too and everything for that contract back in the day, right? But then we're talking the early 80s, 1982 and everything with the XM4, and it was adopted later in officially in the government 93, and it's just been there ever since. 93.
They don't break, man. they just keep going. So anyway, good for you, Colt. Glad to see you guys are going to be sticking around with us for a while. Thank you all for tuning in this week. I say this every time. This show would not exist if it weren't for you. So thank you so much for watching. If there's ever a topic or a product or anything that you want us to review or talk about on here, leave a comment below. If you ever have any questions or you are interested in coming by and seeing one of our 3 locations, we are open every day of the week, 10 to 7, closed on Mondays at East. You can give us a call at 720-515-2006. Email us at sales@dcfguns.com and follow us on all of our socials at DCF_guns. Joe, thank you so much for being here this week, bud.
Thanks for having me, Tanner. You know, I'm glad you succeeded that Radians are better.
I said nothing of that sort. Nothing of the sort. So, all right, thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day.